Oh, I am so glad to finally be able to stream again, bro. Like I have been waiting to stream this whole time. Okay, so let me before we start anything, how you guys doing? Hope you guys having a great day. Hope you guys having an amazing day. It's a great Friday. The sun's shining. I'm pretty sure there's birds chirping out there. There's probably some other wildlife and shit doing what it do. But so recently my family got new internet, right? The download is amazing. That download is chef's kiss, 500 megabytes a second. Perfection. But that upload, it's in the double digits. And I'm not talking about high. I'm not talking about 50 or 99. I'm talking about 20. Right? So streaming's been a little bit of an issue, but I found a workaround. So it should be stable. Okay, it's not gonna look the best, but it's stable. All right, it's gonna do what it needs to do. We can at least go live with this, hopefully. But today we're gonna have some video reactions. We got a new game to play. It's like an AI generated game Elmo told me about. And yeah, hopefully we have a great stream. Bro, I missed the ads. I missed this, bro. This was it. Elmo Ari with the 1 sub started off right. Thank you. When we hit 12 months, we gotta do something crazy. We hit 12 months, that'll be the first ever 12-month sub. But let me show you all the fit before we get started. So I got some sweatpants on, got the jacket, and Whack also some with a prime. Thank you. You guys showed me love today. Got the jacket on, got the Scooby-Doo hat on, got the waffle stompers. We gotta start off with Christian. We have to. If we don't start off with Christian, then we're doing something wrong. So this is Christian, A Comprehensive History, Part 34 by General Samuel 2.1. Like, that's how I know it's been a while since I streamed. I started missing Christian. You know? Are those... Look, these are the most comfortable shoes you could ever find. There's nothing more comfortable than these. I bought these yesterday at Spirit Halloween. I've been walking around in them since. I damn near slept in them. I woke up, first thing I put on was these. So comfortable, man. I also got some other stuff from Spirit Halloween that I feel like we're gonna use in the next stream. Maybe not the next stream, but like in a stream down the line. But we got some plans for some interesting streams. But I miss Christian, man. That, like, there's something internally that's like, you know, when I'm watching, I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But then when I'm out of it, when I miss it, I get like, you know, I get homesick. Unfortunately, this is my home. Unfortunately, this is my home to come back to. Building with mayo? Why? You know what? Welcome. Damn. Why does it sound like that? It sounds like an animatronic. Does it sound like that for y'all? Yo. Damn. But you know what? I'll contemplate it. I might buy another pair. Buy some mayo. How about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? I was looking for what we were gonna do when I hit 500. That's gonna be what we do. So when we hit 500 on the YouTube, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy more another pair of these and fill them up with mayo.
What made him this way?
I missed this, bro. This opening.
What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated?
You was talking about breakfast salsa? Where do I even get that? Where do I buy that in bulk? Where do I even acquire that much salsa? Actually, I don't want to know. Don't answer that. Yeah, that is the guy who likes Sonic.
On Thanksgiving, 2010.
In a way.
According to Christian, several strongly worded emails criticizing him. Jackie
Hey, okay. We can judge him for a lot of things. But fucking a doll. That's one thing we won't judge him for in this house. depending on what it looks like. We'll spare him. Listen, you gotta. I'm running out of condiments in my house. Okay. A Sonic plush, that's different. A Sonic plush, that's different. That's a little crazy.
Short, simple greeting, asking about how he spent his holiday. He wrote back, saying that he had a
You guys decided for Halloween?
and that he disapproved of her way of telling the truth, which hurt him, stating that she was exceeding his hurtful truth level. In response, Jackie sent a lengthy email rebutting his claims of not being egotistical and selfish, and complained about his negative opinions concerning socializing over the internet, when he made no effort in making friends in real life. You've just written a large email telling me that you basically want to forget about me, because email is inconvenient, and because I don't kiss your ass enough. Once again, sterling display of reciprocity you show there, Chris. Everyone is supposed to be nice.
Reciprocity? What the fuck does that mean? What does reciprocity mean? Jeno, explain the word for me. You can't just drop a fat ass word like that on me and expect me to know. Reciprocity. The practice of exchanging things with others for mutual benefit, especially privileges granted by a country, organization, or other. Still don't understand. I'm so glad I have Discord open at the top, because I want you to send me a pic. Wait. Elmo, why do you have condiments in a toolbox? Why? I need answers. That's insane. That's the weirdest place to keep your salsa.
Okay,
Oh god. Oh wait, wrong video. This is a whole nother video. You got me in the wrong thing. That's for later. No, don't worry about that. We'll worry about that when we get to it. That's not important right now. You can just
nice
tell.
and sympathetic to you, but you don't care what others think or feel or need. So anyway, if you want to go your whole life without having to face the truth about yourself, that's fine. Just accept that you won't be respected as an adult and that you won't be getting a girlfriend or sex, ever. After this hour exchange.
I mean, he got sex.
There was a 2-week gap in communications between Chris and Jackie until December 7th, when she wrote a brief email asking how he was getting along and whether he had made any progress in socializing in real life or if he was still sitting at home playing video games all day. Chris sent.
Listen, I judge Chris for a lot of things. Okay, I judge him for a plethora of things. But, you know, sometimes it's just better to be gaming. You know, it's not always nice to be out and about. You know, sometimes I go out to places and I just be sitting there like this, like, you know, some days it's just not the move. Some days you just want to be at home playing. Yo, speaking of gaming, Spider-Man 2, ooh, already pre-ordered. Can't wait. I'm not gonna go on that tangent. That's not what this is about yet.
Hey Jackie. Well, currently, I'm not making much progress in making new friends, but I have been going out more. I'm still frozen and clammed up in mass public. And for your information, I said socializing on the internet was bad, not the whole internet in general. Yet while I do sometimes play on PS Home, a social gaming network, I still am frozen in that public setting with my avatar, and I mainly focus on the single player exploring and play. How are things with you and Lars? Stay safe and well. Christian. Jackie informed him that Lars was still in addiction counseling, but was doing well, and suggested that Chris should return to the social media site Facebook to socialize by joining a group, since it was apparently near impossible for trolls to bother him there.
This was 2010. Is that... Are you an old head if you're on Facebook in 2010? Nah, I guess not. I guess not. I was on Facebook in 2010.
After this
I don't think that's
correspondence
bad.
was another break in emails until Jackie wrote to him again on December 19th, asking about his current situation. After not getting a reply, She sent him 2 emails a couple of days later, sarcastically implying
How can you troll around Christmas? How can you troll in the holly jolly month that is December? You were on Facebook? Hey, shut up. I used to be so wholesome on Christmas. Oh, not on Christmas. I used to be so wholesome on Facebook. I found this one. I don't know if I still have it, but it was this one post I made on Facebook years ago, back when I was like super young. I don't think I kept it up. I think it's either privated on my Facebook or I don't have it up, but it was like, there's nothing I love more than ice cream and my dogs. Like, what happened? I peaked whatever year that was. Why should that be like 2020? Why should it be like literally like not even that long ago? Yeah, I don't think I have it on my Facebook anymore. Damn. We should all go on MySpace. You and this MySpace. You keep talking about having a code shit. I don't know how your MySpace works. Your MySpace applications.
saying that she thought that he was too busy socializing to respond to her. She then said,
Oh no. Damn, where are you at? 720? Oh wait, the max is 720. Wait. I'm telling you guys, once I get the upload speed back, they ain't ready
sent
for
him
it.
a link to the online dating website We Waited, which catered to virgins who sought other virgins. Since the site had a very strict identity confirmation process, Jackie said that there would be no way for trolls to set up a fake account on it. The following day, Chris finally replied, stating that he still had trouble socializing in real life. In addition, he told her that his avatar on PlayStation
Stop flexing.
Home was being followed by trolls. He added that for Christmas, he wished that both the Quickie and Encyclopedia Dramatica completely disappear so then he wouldn't be portrayed as a monster anymore. Christmas of 2010 came and went without anything of note occurring. By the start of January 2011, organized trolling efforts had all ceased. However, trolls continued to observe and record Christian's video game spending and playing habits via his online gaming profiles, noting that he spent a considerable amount of time playing DC Universe Online and
Oh my.
too.
DC Universe Online? DC Universe Online was like, it had a chokehold on me in middle school. But looking back, and this might be controversial, I'm gonna be honest, that shit was ass. I mean, it was good at the time, don't get me wrong. But why does it still look like a PS1 game? You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, why? And the paywalls, don't even get me started on paywalls. The shit I had to pay for is insane.
Chris planned to attend the music and gaming festival MagFest in Alexandria, Virginia, and meet up with someone who was possibly named Rebecca, an online gal pal portrayed by the same troll who had previously played the parts of Emily and Kim Wilson. On January 15th, he wrote a lengthy email to her, letting her know that he had to cancel his plans because he was pressured to do so by his parents. Yesterday, in a final, childish attempt, I gave my mom and dad the autistic treatment. Silent, deaf, and no eye contact, which wrecked a family outing to country cookin' that afternoon. After getting back home, she came up to my room and in an angry, sad tone told me sarcastically, "Go on your trip, but at least take 2 blankets with you to keep warm." Then she left crying. Then my father came in a few minutes later, telling me of us 3 bang a hole and what would happen if one leaves, and informed me that due to the crap on the internet against and about me from the trolls and what I uploaded, as well as my real events between PVCC, the mall, the cops, and all that shit, plus being psychologically matched to the high school and college dropout who shot the people in Arizona, and the great number of people locally and worldwide who hate and loathe me. Legally, I am a sitting duck. Auntie told me of mom saying she was going to pack up and leave the house. Then I ran downstairs, finding her on the couch. She was so miserable and sad. She talked of wanting to die. "You don't even have to change my clothes. You can just bury me in what I have on."
What the fuck? Is he just going to a convention? Did I miss a piece of a puzzle? I thought he was just going to a convention or some shit. I thought he just meeting somebody just somewhere else. Why they acting like bro's about to actually just go like boom himself? The video's a little too quiet. Here, wait. That's why we got extensions. Pump that bad boy to 180. Perfect for me, old man. Yeah, we never played Among Us. If you guys want to play Among Us, you know, go ahead and hit that Discord link. Join the Discord. Play some Among Us. Here, I base boosted it to 180. Lord, it's like every time I pause it, it takes 5 years. Hearing aids? Ew! I just turned up my headphones. So behind. Bust ass headphones. Me having to turn up the volume for Elmo. Fricked up the setup, man. Here, wait. Here, we're gonna refresh. Hopefully that fixes it. I need that Elmo Wi-Fi, that 900 up and down shit. Why do you even need a 900 upload speed? Hold on. I'd never even seen this message before. Never once have I seen this message pop up on YouTube, ever. You know what I'll do? I'll duplicate it. Boom. Maybe that worked? Why? Why did Elmo have to have such bad hearing? I'm not giving up on this. I'd be damned if I end stream just to restart. We're just gonna keep trying. Try new ways to make this happen. Where there's a will, there's a way. Never back down, never give up. Here. You guys just talk about something funny while I do this. Oh yeah, I guess I never talked about like the merch I made. I made some merch. Just little stuff. I'm thinking about buying it. I know that sounds weird to say. I'm contemplating buying my own merch. It's just that good, guys. Buy it. But I like the design of it. I'm definitely trying to make merch that I like.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys.
Chris, please. Please, I'm not here for you. I'm here for this part. Okay, let's see if this works.
People locally and
There we
worldwide
go.
who hate and loathe me. Legally.
Okay, we found the workaround. Fun facts, I'll fudge all your moms. God damn. Why y'all letting them talk to you like that? Don't let them play with your top like that, bro. Oh, Grandma.
And the great number of people locally and worldwide who hate and loathe me. Legally, I am a sitting duck. Auntie told me of Mom saying she was going to pack up and leave the house. Then I ran downstairs, finding her on the couch. She was
This is
so
like
miserable
some
and
top
sad.
level
She told me
manipulation.
wanting to die. You don't even have to change my clothes. You can just bury me in what I have on. I was so sad and crying and so sorry for the way I misbehaved. We hugged and made up a bit. Then I went back upstairs and told Dad she was lying on the couch. Then I opened my DSI's notebook app and drew up a 3-circle pyramid diagram of me, Mom, and Dad, analyzing all 3 aspects, and I felt more sad. I saved the app, turned the handheld off, turned off the TV, grabbed my quilt, wrapping it around my head, and I sat up to my scrunched sleep position on the couch. But I did not go to sleep. I cried and cried some more, which led me to move to my bed, still with quilt on my head. I laid face.
You know the sad part about all this? you know me. I'm trying to be a little bit empathetic. Just a tad, not too much, just a tad. This is a very ultra personal thing. I'm just gonna say it. This is kind of ultra personal. You know, I understand the reason why we have to go over it for the lore, but like, oof.
Down into my pillows and cried a lot more. I felt very miserable and realizing that at this point my only reason for being was to keep this falling apart family together. And even worse, I lied to you in the email I sent to you post-father and pre-notebook writing. I called up Rocky and talked to her about the situation because I needed someone to talk to immediately, pre-quilt. I felt worse than shit. A few minutes later, Mom calls me on my cell to check on me. I tell her how miserable I was. She came upstairs. I was on the bed, in fetus position, with quilt on my head.
Fetus position.
On my face. She sat by my side.
Krishan was a happy little fat boy until he wasn't. Today we uncovered the madness that is Krishan along with the iconic character San and Chu. To make it a fair, you should tell us something ultra personal. Okay. No, I can do that. That's fine. So, I'm gonna tell you all this story. I don't know if I ever told it on stream before. I don't even know if I told like anyone on Discord yet, but so in middle school, this was 8th grade. If you know about the tapes. This was 8th grade. I had agri-science class. And we had these snakes in the class. We had like a bunch of different animals, but we had snakes in there, right? They were toothless. They couldn't bite you. They were trained. It wasn't anything with that. But so I was sitting at a table. Me personally, I don't like to be around the snakes. It wasn't no heated beef between me and the snake community. It was just like, I just didn't like to be around them. And, you know, the two people sitting at my table, they were playing with the snake. So, you know, let's say the table's like pretty big. It can sit like 8 people, 2 on each side, you know. It was a square. They were playing across and diagonal from me. So, you know, I sat back in my seat a little bit more, talking to other people, you know, on my phone a little bit. We were just relaxing. And, you know, they kept trying to get me to play with the snake. And I was like, that's not me. I don't like the snake. And so it's like, okay, you know, we'll keep it away from you. And then they turned the snake to them, facing them. And I don't think they did on purpose. I don't know if they could have possibly knew this was going to happen. But the snake is now facing directly away from me. I notice that there's a little tube in the back of the snake that pokes out. And then from that tube, a lot of shit and piss come out the snake. And it goes all the way, just all over my lap. Now, luckily, right when I seen it, my first instinct was to jump back. So I did kind of stop it from getting on my shirt. And at the time, you know, my middle school had like a dress code. So I stepped back and it got on my lap. Luckily for me, that was the last class of the day. So luckily I just had to get on the bus, go home. That whole time, from in the class to leaving, now we had like a few minutes left in class. It wasn't like I had to sit like an hour in class. I did not look at my pants. I was petrified. Because I was wearing khakis. I was petrified to look at my pants. Because in my mind, my 8th grade mind, I was like, there's gonna be like rat skeletons and rat pelt all over my lap. I didn't look the whole time. I covered it up with a jacket, and luckily one of my friends that was at the table, he rode the bus with me. So he was there to kind of be my emotional support. So I wrapped it around, and you know, we walked to the bus, and when we got on the bus, I shit you not, he sat next to me on the window seat. I sat in the aisle because I got off first, so I was gonna get off first to go home. So we're sitting down, and I was like, I don't want to sit down because I don't want that shit just to stew into the middle, right? Mind you, I'm 8th grade, I'm not thinking right. So the way I sit on the bus, let's say like this is the front of the bus, like the seat in front of me, and this is the seat behind me, right? I'm sitting with my knees pressed against the seat and my back pressed against the thing, so I'm not sitting down, right? The bus driver's like, oh, you need to sit down. And I'm like, sir, I'm not trying to tell the whole bus what's going on, because they didn't call me shit pants, so I'm not about to air myself out. So I'm like, Sir, I can't do that. Mind you, I live like 5 minutes away from the school. It's not that long of a drop. So I'm like, I can't do this. Like, well, the bus ain't moving till you sit down. So, you know, I get up, I waddle my way up to the front of the bus. And, you know, I lean into him like, look, a snake pooped on me in my last class, and I ain't trying to sit down in that. And he's like, all right, well then sit down in the seat like diagonal from him. So I'm like, okay, cool. Pop down, hit the same move, bam. Knees against the thing. You know, we go home. I get off that bus. Because mind you, I'm not trying to get the shit on my jacket or like my sweater because we weren't allowed to wear jackets. So, you know, I'm walling. I get home. I jump out the pants. Like, I'm not talking about, I take them off. I leap out the pants and I leave it on the floor. My older sister gets home. She's like, hey, how, she comes home, she checks on me. I'm like, hey, I have my hamper right next to the pants. I don't want to touch it because, again, I'm still petrified to imagine what's there. My hamper's empty. And this is back when I used to have like a trash bag inside my hamper so I could just take it out with like the laundry. And I'm like, hey, can you put those pants in my hamper? Right? She's none the wiser. She don't know what's going on. I'm like, yeah, can you just put it in my hamper for me? It's right there. She's like, okay, cool. She picks up, put it in there. When I tell you, I grip that bag up, tie it, chuck it in the trash. I don't believe none of my family knows this story. I believe no one in my family is aware of this story to this day. And ever since then, me and snakes never been cool. That snake passed away. That snake got a head stuck in like the corner piece of like the school chair, and it got back broke. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This may sound fucked up. I laughed. I chuckled. That was years later. I was in high school already. I was damn near an 11th grader. I chuckled. Vengeance is a cold, sweet dessert, and I was eating it that day. It was delicious. So me and snakes just don't jive. So if you ever see me like, I don't fuck with snakes, that's where it came from. That's my beef with snakes. You know, and what are you gonna do? He shit on me, I shit on him. He shit on me, I shit on the whole species. That's my ultra personal thing to add. Yes, Spider-Man versus the Lizard. That's real. That was my worst enemy.
Up to my back with one hand in comforting attempt, confiding in me moments of similar events that happened to her. I eventually sat up with her, and we shared a good, long cry with tissues. Then we went up to Walmart for groceries at about 8 after finishing our cry and recovering. Points are, my family and I do not have any friends and outside family to depend on. Mom and Dad's relatives gave us constant cold shoulders, thinking they're royalty, when really they're no better off. And any friends were either dead.
If you get me anything snake related, I will block you. You will become my worst nemesis. Hello. I hope you know that. If you give me one of them fucking Pringle cans and when I open it, it's like a bunch of snakes that pop up, I will find you, Elmo. Okay.
Dead, left behind in Midlothian, or alive and giving us cold shoulders too. They will never feel at ease with me going anywhere more distance away than Charlottesville or Ruckersville. Not unless they actually know and have met in person.
Wait. Let me add this. I never seen a snake where I lived my entire life. I mean, like outside, like in the wild. I never seen a snake out in the wild, not once. This year, I was walking home, right? I was walking home from around the corner. It was right next to my park. There's like this little creek, and when you're walking past the park, there's like this little like, it's like not really a bridge, but it's like the street you can look over and see into the creek. I looked down just on a whim, just like nature. It's beautiful. I looked down. I saw a snake this big. When I tell you, I have never stopped thinking about that snake since, and this has been months. Every time I go outside, it's in the back of my mind. I'm like, what if that snake is around the way? Now in my mind, like, now that I've seen that, I'm like, bro, what if there's snakes in the walls? What if there's snakes under my bed? And I'd be damned if I go check it out, because fuck around, I look under and it bites me in the face. I'm fucked. That's why I can't go nowhere with a lot of snakes, man. Me and snakes just don't. And you know what's crazy? I really had no real beef with snakes before that. Because back in elementary school, they brought like this fat ass anaconda, like those yellow ones. Like, and I was in there, I was touching, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Ha 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 ha. Like that motherfucker couldn't eat me in one bite. That snake really fucked up my perception of snakes. He fucked it up for everybody. I'm a snake racist. You know, I'll find a way to get a snake and you, no. I will never like to have a snake.
Acquaintance, including you. I am very sorry. And at the Destinaton, unless they are sure it is okay and safe for me to be around or stay at, I'm still a legally sitting duck. Troll setup, paranoid, and such. And also, Mom treated me to half payment of a copy of DC Universe Online to make up for not allowing me to go. Even after that, I still feel low as shit. I am so sorry to you for lying to you about the recent sickness and making destined to fail promises. But family does come first, and it does say in the commandments and Bible to honor thy mother and father, and I must further insist on you and my parents meeting in person and talking in good faith and confidence. After this email,
I still love the Mountain Dew shirt. I don't care. The Mountain Dew shirt's cool.
From supposed gal pals, out of shame, and also out of fear of talking to possible trolls. On January 23rd, he wrote an email to another gal pal who was portrayed by the same troll, apologizing for not talking with her over the phone. He explained that he was still feeling miserable over his scrapped travel plans and was falling asleep and waking up very early. He added that he recently volunteered at his church, which was at the time providing accommodation to the homeless as part of the PASM seasonal homeless shelter program. He loaned out his...
Listen, I'll say this, man. I'll say this. Family, specifically parents, they sometimes know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Sometimes they're spitting. Another story time. I'm just full of stories today. Today's just my story day. Like, what was it? 2021? I was talking to this girl that lived in Michigan. And I was going to plan to go up and see her for Christmas, or around Christmas, not for Christmas. But my grandma was like, she was cool at first. She was like, yeah, okay. I was 18 at the time. I was like 18, 19. She's like, okay, yeah. And then like a few weeks before that, she was like she must have really went back and read it, like really went back and like really looked at the message and was like, fuck no. And she's like, no, you're not going. And I was like, oh, damn. You know, it was a little bit of an argument, but, you know, looking back, she was right. Looking back, that made sense. I wouldn't let my child go to Michigan either. Who the fuck's going to Michigan? Ugh. But, you know, sometimes they spin. Sometimes you gotta take a second to step back and look at what they're saying. But sometimes they're not wrong.
Sega Dreamcast game console for the evening so that the homeless could play it. He also helped serve food to them. Chris told the gal pal
I want to go to a food kitchen and work there.
The following day,
or volunteer.
Himself to go there again due to his depression and extensive gameplay of Little Big Planet 2. He noted that the game was encouraging him to think creatively again, coming up with new storyline ideas for his Sonic 2 characters in the form of playable levels in the game. Nevertheless, he remained doubtful of being worthy of talking with her over the phone for the time being. In early February, Chris got a urinary tract infection, causing him many restless nights. During this time, he treated himself with antibiotics prescribed by his doctor, while being forced to stay at home. He mentioned in an email that his mother was quite helpful to him, who on at least one occasion brought him cartons of orange juice and chocolate soy milk to make him feel better. When he felt healthier, Chris continued to work on his Little Big Planet levels, which included a series of...
I haven't been like sick in a minute, man. And that's weird because you think like, oh, that's a good thing. But like, low-key, being sick is kind of a vibe. And that sounds weird also. But like when you're sick, you're laying in bed and you're like, man, my nose is running, I'm sneezing. That's when you really do appreciate being healthy. You know, I feel like I'm not properly appreciating it because I've forgotten what it feels like to be sick. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're sick, you're like, damn. It's like when you have like a back pain or like your leg hurts and you're like, damn, I really took for granted you know, not being able to not feel this. That's a weird way to put that, but like, you get what I'm saying. Like, I had like bit my cheek, and it was like a cut right there for like a week, and everything I ate felt like I was burning my mouth, and it was a bitch. But that whole time I was like, damn, bro, I took it for granted. And the day that it healed, bro, I treated myself to nachos. Any food I wanted that day, I treated myself, and it tasted amazing. It was fantastic.
Movie-like animation levels, talking about his life and autism, for which he would provide a narration track. On February 9th, he completed his animation showcasing his collector's case system on Little Big Planet 2.
Hello, and welcome to the tutorial of the collector's case in Little Big Planet, originally created by Christian Weston Chandler. I'm your host, Sonichu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, and today we are going to tour the collector's case, which was originally created in Little Big Planet and now being revamped in Little Big Planet 2. If you recall the arcade level in Little Big Planet 2, which is the first level in the final zone of the game, you will notice the arcade machines, where if you play the mini games a little bit, you would unlock a prize, which is dropped on the top of the machine. That's essentially called a drawer system. And I use that technology similarly here in the Little Big Planet 2 version of the collector's case. Okay, before we go up, we'll talk about the individual parts. Dissolve shells. Put your number of bowls behind these, and you can drop them down all at once. You can either put the bowls in up top, or remove the front temporarily, by moving it forward, and then sticking it back after you put the bubbles in place. One bubble for each square. And the shells here made up with a thin layer on the front, a thin layer on the back, and an inner-outward switch, which is obvious right there. Check your tutorials on that. Okay, so we are...
Look, my brain is being disintegrated. I don't know, like, what's going on right now. Like, is this like a tutorial to something? I feel like I'm so behind and I was here for the whole thing.
Yep, there's a look at the boxes. Yep, press button, any button. There's a key. Pull a lever. Anything you want. It's your box. Put your box together. Hold with it. Swing around. Collect the bubbles. Bubbles all down. New method. Make them drop. Drop them as you go. So anyway, that's essentially it for the
Jeno, what's going on right now, bro?
stuff. So yeah. You can also back these up onto your hard drive or move up in the internet. Do what you want. Yay! Everybody have a safe day! Enjoy yourselves and the collector's cases I put together for you. Yay!
Just the way they sit there moving, it just feels so weird. Just like the little... It just feels so odd.
On February 13th, Christian finished his 6-part so-called autism tutorial, a selection of animation-based levels in Little Big Planet 2, in which he talks about autism and his personal experiences with the condition.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christian Weston Chandler, alias Christopher, and I am autistic. I'm functionally autistic. In this animation, with Wikipedia facts and book diagrams, and in my own words and opinions, we will look into autism, what it is, possible causes, and treatments and cures, and
Did Chris find the cure for autism? What part does he talk about the cure of autism?
how we
Is it this one?
should be treated and respected in real-life social situations. First, autism. What is it? In a nutshell, it is a malfunction in the neural development that impairs social interactions, communication, and restricted or repetitive behaviors. But facts also state that autism occurs pre-birth, sadly, in mutated genetics within the chromosomes, which can happen when a pregnant mother smokes, binges, takes drugs, or certain meds and other non or real environmental factors, such as car exhaust. Ladies, get off the drugs now. Another
If that's true, then I actually am learning something from Chris, which is never want to say that word again. But I didn't know if that's true. I'm not a doctor, allegedly, as far as we know. If it comes from like what the mother does, like an outside source, like I thought it was just something that happened just like by chance. Like it was like, oh, that just might happen. What are you gonna do? I didn't know it's like such a big factor to be played outside.
The father's age upon child conception. The mother's age is not a factor here. Dudes, have your children before like 40 or 50.
Damn. That's asking a lot, Chris.
Autism include and should be observed to notice little to no eye contact, malcommunication with delayed babbling, unusual gestures, low responsiveness. Try calling their name. In that young age, they seldom respond if they have autism.
Badass words, seldom.
Typical vocal patterns. They also will have lack of intuition of other people, lack of attention to social stimuli, and little to no smiling.
Listen. Bree and Jersey have been calling me autistic for the last for a minute. All right. I'm just saying. If I go to a doctor, and I feel like, hold on, I feel like that's something that we should have already found out. I don't feel like that should be something that's late game like this. I'm 20. I feel like that's not something we should find out now. But if I found out I was autistic, I am taking that shit to Twitter. I am Bruce dropping offing them if I find I'm autistic. If I found out I was getting bullied this whole time and I was actually autistic, we're going to the hills. Okay, we're taking that to the CEO. I'm talking to Mr. Elon himself after that.
Began when they blamed mercury and MMR vaccines, but it was removed from all vaccines in early 2000, and yet the autism rate still grew over the decade. Going back to what you can do for your autistic child, you can do a number of things, but of course the most important thing is to positively, emotionally encourage them. And give them hugs anyway, even if they don't want it. They will feel the love eventually, because I know I have. My mom never stopped hugging me. And of course there's also therapy, psychiatry, and special autism places. I highly encourage mainstreaming them. Letting them be normal, letting them try to fit in.
Like the voice acting, it works. The voice acting is good. But like it's the fucking Little Big Planet character dancing around as he's saying this somewhat serious conversation. Fucking moving and grooving.
Letting them be normal, letting them try to fit in with the normal places, like high school and middle school.
That's like if I went there's many ways to deal with a common cold. You can go to a doctor. You can see a psychologist. You can possibly even take some over-the-counter medicine. It's up to you, really.
Fit in perfectly after I so did. But never ever send them to a mental institution. It's just wrong. It's a dark, evil place. I was almost forced into there once, but my parents would not have it. Back in my teenage years at Manchester High School of Midlothian, Virginia.
Why are we even watching a documentary? Let's just watch this.
I'm rich because I had a great number of friends. The closest and majority of were some sweet girls. My circle of gal pals was the best asset and blessing anyone could ever ask for. They understood me, and I understood them. We appreciate each other. We hung out. conversed and hung out within our classes. It was the best of times. Pretty much. And I even had a high school sweetheart like most would. And the quality throughout was great. It would be most appreciated by any person, autistic or not. Sadly though,
This is just creepy. I don't like it,
what
man.
I can only complain about were two things, and I did not realize these till after I graduated. Actually, one I realized mid-graduation, but after graduation, I realized that I was naive on the subject of dating throughout high school. The mandatory sexual education class is good for after date number 3 and so, but how do we even get to date number 1? That's my question. I really would appreciate a mandatory dating education class alongside sexual education. Also, abstinence is a joke. The virgin breaker needs to happen before adulthood arrives, because being an adult virgin sucks, even for us autistics and mentally challenged. And the second thing about my high school years that I would complain about is my high school graduation ceremony. It was a very depressing day. It was raining, it was dark, it was dreary. Anyway, I went up and got my diploma, and I did not shake anybody's hand.
No.
I mean, there were important people there.
I need to tell the story. Another story. Damn, I'm flying through these stories. But when I graduated high school, my elementary school principal was there. Now, he was our teacher for elementary school, and then our first year of middle school, he came over to our middle school, right? And then never seen him after that. From 7th grade all the way until senior year, I saw him at the graduation. I shook his hand. Mind you, I thought he would never even remember me, right? Because I was just one of the many kids he had to be a principal for. I shook his hand. He was like, "Hey, Saimir, how you been?" I was like, "Me? You know me?" Like, that made me feel nice, bro. The fact that he remembered me, bro, made me feel nice. I ain't gonna lie. That was a touching moment. That was a wholesome moment in my life. I paused it one too many times.
Did not shake anybody's hands. I just grabbed my diploma, cried, and ran off the stage. Went to a back room, set a table by myself for a little while. Then my best gal pal, Tiff, met up with me, and she made me feel a little better. I would love to see her again, at least hang out for a little while. My high school years were the best and most emotionally encouraging for me. But after graduation in 2000 and moving back to Lane Ruckersville, it was all downhill for me. My adult years suck, and I'm soon to turn 29.
Damn.
I left my heart back at Manchester High in Midlothian. I also graduated from Piedmont, Virginia Community College with a degree in computer aided drafting and design.
How old is Chris right now?
And that graduation went better for me because I did not have many friends back there, and plus, Marilee Walsh just plain hated me. She made it apparent that it was illegal to find true love in the state of Virginia, and that Virginia was a state for virgins.
Wait, if you take the word Virginia, right? And then you take the I, you move it here, you take the A, you move it here, it says I a virgin. This is conspiracy of the ages. I think I'm cracking some here, guys.
It was a state for virgins. She still tipped me off of me. Even after I apologized to her for portraying her the way I did in my books, she would not accept my apology, and she banned me from the grounds of Piedmont, Virginia Community College. That's one hell of a thank you for an apology, or an apology accepted. Obviously, she did not accept my apology. I hope she gets fired. Period. And I also hope that the Game and Hobby place
Period.
in Charlottesville burn to the ground, along with Michael Snyder.
It's like, I would rather look at Chris than look at this any longer. I really do not like looking at this abomination. This is one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I truly do believe.
And that's all my ranting for right now.
Please, no more Little Big Planet.
Mall of downtown
Please.
Charlottesville houses a number of small businesses, as well as the show-stopping Pavilion Tent and the Paramount Theater. This, as well as the Fashion Square Shopping Center, should both be social watering holes, but for me, sadly, they are not. Anywhere herein, even including the bars and events like Fridays after 5, nobody will even look or say hello to me. And of course, the internet reputation I have against me, sadly, thanks to those gross people that have taken my information and strewed it around in their misconceptions of weirdness, twisting everything. I've already gone into how bad that has affected me and how emotionally scarred I have been.
It's like a flashback episode,
Back to social life.
but like it's real time.
Increases my shyness, so I hardly have even the basic instinct to just say hello to anyone, or even open up so easily with trust. Allow me to make it perfectly clear about who I am, so that I am not misunderstood.
I ain't gonna lie, Chris put his whole Chris Bussy into this shit.
With the internet.
This is prime. Like, this is like
My
a
name is Chris
game.
Weston Chandler, high-functioning autistic artist. I am kind, caring, empathetic, emotional, a good friend, a loyal friend, cautious and weary, trustworthy.
This is like a fucking advertisement, like he's running for office.
I do not like to lie. I would only lie to protect the other person's
Vote for Chris,
have
2024.
respect. I am not a monster. I am a caring, emotional, feeling, heterosexual human being. And I should be treated equally and respected as such. At least I do have one friend who cares about me around here. Unfortunately, she refuses to go beyond just friends, but I care about her just the same anyway, because that is the kind of guy I am.
Chris's friend Mick shows up to inform him that she has a friend that she would like to introduce to him. The subtitles depict their conversation.
I have a friend to introduce you to. Follow me to El Calo. Really? That is awesome. Let's go. It's my turn to be a part of it.
In the next part, Mick introduces Christian to Nanette, who is described by him as a pretty woman.
Is it going to be one of those things where it's like they're talking and then they start fucking? Is it going to be one of the things where they just start fucking? That's always how it ends. They just fuck. Maybe I'm wrong.
Now, understand.
Maybe this is the different
what I'm
time.
talking about for us autistic people. We are too shy by default. But on earning our trust, or if we feel comfortable or like the other person on our individual instincts, we will open up. And to start us right, we need either A, the other person to approach and talk to us upon their own will, or B, have our own trusted friend or family introduce us to other people of our respective ages. In this scenario, it was a great match for me. For A, she is a single woman without a boyfriend. B, she is pretty and easy on my eyes. And C, this woman I could feel comfortable with and feel a good and honest aura from her. From this, a good friendship and hopefully...
For me personally, I need a girl that's at least 8 feet tall. I need her to be stronger than Goku. That's a must. And yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm not asking for too much. Only those two things, really. That's really it. I feel like that's fair. You know, I feel like that's the bare minimum.
A long relationship will stay between us
Hey, I did the close and open.
for the long time. Do not bring me down here, naysayers and haters. Let's look at a few other scenarios.
Yo, Flash, welcome.
Obviously, most women, easy on my eyes, good-humored, sweet, pretty, black, white, Asian, Christian, Jewish, Buddhism.
He said black. He said it.
No care about skin color or religion. Whatever. I will be kind to all of them, respectful, and welcome.
Yes, bro. It's gonna be a little bit troublesome doing like reactions, you know, with this buffer bar, but you know, we gotta rock what we can do. We gotta make do what we got. You know, I'm just happy to be able to stream again, at least a little bit. I'll sit through all these buffer windows if that means that I can
Them.
suffer through this.
In my circle of friends, lesbians too.
Maybe I just need one more time. Maybe.
Just don't get on my bad side here. Men, my own kind, on the other hand, I will feel most hesitant towards because I've had
fully backless. Let's go.
in my life, and I have had mostly bad experiences around them. If the individual, however, offers a friendly gesture and does not make me angry or make me feel most uncomfortable or ill at ease, I will be willing to give him a chance and welcome him as a friend and nothing more. However, going back to the mean people of the internet, upon meeting one of them in real life, and I will be able to recognize them, I'm sure enough, at least with basic instincts, I will not hold back my endured rage. Just ask this crying Clyde.
Chris's character then proceeds to beat up a caricature of a masked Clyde Cash.
Damn. Don't start with the bits. You might actually crash the stream.
Good results upon if they are easy to look at, if they are able to speak clearly, even slowly, that I can easily understand them. And now the other part, the other side, whoa, back off. I'm spooked if you are ugly, seriously disfigured, especially in the face, that you mumble more than you speak, you're hard to understand at all. It is nothing personal, and I apologize for anyone who feels at unease after hearing what I just said.
Thank you for the... Oh yeah, also, I forgot to mention this, but there's also new emotes. So, do with that what you will. I had to take some emotes off. I added some new ones. I think the animated emote should be on there now, right? Is that one on there? Oh no, not yet. But yeah, I got some emotes. I'm gonna try to switch around the emotes every now and then, just to not keep it the same. I'm gonna keep some of them, like the pickle suit one. I'm gonna keep that. But I'm gonna have some that I'm gonna change around every now and then, just to keep it fresh.
That's all. Another thing about us autistic people, We do not like to be alone, quote-unquote, 24/7. We need the emotional support of a true friend constantly and in person. Also, on another note, apparently government funding goes more towards physical health over mental health. The brain is a part of our body, and not just any part, the most vital part. Why do we treat the rest of our body parts, which essentially alone are brainless?
It doesn't want me to have full screen. Okay. I was just checking. Seeing if it was cool.
Better, there are one actual central processing unit that is not brainless. As a part of the body, funds should be
I wonder if one day I can just take my brain out, put it in a robot.
between both physical
I don't know if I'll do
and
that.
mental health. So then the cures for mental illnesses, including autism, can be found. It just makes me feel sad and furious at this time. I, for one, actually appreciate a true and full good quality friendship. Yet, in a world full of sick-minded people, one can only detest. I feel so paranoid of a number of people. And I feel uncertain of most anyone I could ever trust or feel at ease around. The social phobias I can no longer tolerate. Which is why, unlike the autistic people who pitifully accept it as a forever lasting curse, I for one seek a cure. On the day, a resolution to reestablishing
Bro think he's Chopper.
in our brains with
Bro think he's gonna find the One Piece.
some repair and such. I, Christian Weston Chandler, will be there among the first in line to take the life-changing autism cure I have desired for so long. To establish a quicker, more socially active mind,
Let me see something.
a great sense of self-esteem, a great sense of self-reliance, a great sense of self-confidence, total independence, and freedom from the thorns of autism of any kind or sort. The life only an autistic person can ever dream of. I am Christian Weston Chandler, and this has been an autism tutorial.
We made it through.
Thanks.
We did
Have a
it.
good and safe day.
We did it. I'll tell my kids that I made it through the autism tutorial.
Was followed by a special bonus animation made in the same vein.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, because apparently you decided you wanted to watch this part after watching the autism tutorial,
I did not decide that.
special guest for you today. Please put your hands together for a reasonably facsimile of Mr. Hans Asperger. I'm your host, Christian Chandler, on this short talk show. And this is Mr. Hans Asperger.
Wait.
Now,
Wait a second. If I'm right about this, cause I feel like I'm tripping. I feel like I'm tweaking. Play, darn you. They don't want me to find the truth. They're trying to silence me. It looked like the text was like, does the text not look like somewhat like crooked? Like, don't it look like it's kind of slanted? Or if that, is that just me? It looks like it's slanted, I'm being real. You can really tell with the next thing, if it'll play. Here, let's try this. refresh had to work. It's, there we go.
Mr. Hyde.
That, yeah, that's definitely off center. Okay.
I'm your host, Christian Chandler, on this short talk show. And this is Mr. Hans Asperger. Now, let's talk about him for a bit. Now, apparently, Mr. Hans Asperger, from the Vienna University Hospital in 1938. Oh, how recent. You gave a lecture in Germany on autistic psychopaths after investigating a mild form of autism. Isn't that right, Hans? Yeah. And also, apparently, this separate diagnosis, as it is quoted, was not recognized until 1981. Only 1 year.
Like, why?
I was born. Although coined from your name, Mr. Asperger, apparently a Mr. Leo Kenner took the study much further and established the term early infantile autism. Do you applaud Mr. Kenner for his work? Yeah, I see. Now, in my feeling,
why? If I was from Germany, y'all, honestly, if you from Germany,
it strikes me badly.
I'll take that as personal offense, and I won't let that slide.
Just by hearing the word, do you feel I have the right to my own opinions and feelings as an individual person, Hans? Yeah. Thank you very much, good sir. Do you feel bad about having a name that sounds like a bad cut of cow meat? Yeah. Do you feel that I, Christian Weston Chandler, do not deserve any blame or punishment for having an opinion of a single word, such as Asperger? Yeah. Do you have a general understanding about how I feel about you now?
I feel like this is a bit one-sided.
Yeah.
Are they gonna kiss?
Are you positive you really understand how I feel about you, Mr. Hans Asperger?
Are they about to kiss?
Yeah. Yeah? 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 Yeah?
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah? I feel dislike towards you for selfishly putting your ill name in association with autism. And with a name like Asperger,
What the fuck is happening?
I feel it only makes us autistic kind sound even worse. Asperger's. You should have left it as it was. Autism is autism. And in your research, you linked it up with psychopaths. I feel even more offended at that. Now get out of my sight.
Chris is a woke white man
Yeah.
at this point in time.
I apologize if I came off as bad to anybody, made them feel bad for the way I acted. But then again, I do get emotional and carried away sometimes. Thank you for watching, and have a good, safe, and blessed day.
Please tell me it's finally over, please.
On February 25th, Jackie sent
Thank
Chris an
you.
email wishing him a happy birthday and inquiring how he was getting along. He sent her a reply a little over a month later, in which he revealed a revelation about his identity. Whereas a tomboy, who was a girl who possessed male features, fashion sense, and demeanor, Chris dubbed himself a tomgirl, a man with girl-like sensibilities. Whether or not this reimagined look and sense of self were entirely of his own choosing and without troublesome influences,
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Do what you wish to do. Freely. I just wasn't prepared for the Tom girl.
is uncertain. In a nutshell, I have grown my hair out and continuing to let it grow. I have learned the best term to describe me. Tomgirl, close parentheses. Yes, I am a tomgirl, and I am damn proud of it. I have embraced and appreciated my feminine side. I am still totally heterosexual. Otherwise, I would be a full-blown you-know-what. I also have had my ears pierced with amethyst studs, my birthstone, recently. I have been more self-confident.
I don't know. Getting your birthstone as studs.
And I have a sweet sachet walk.
Okay, come on now. Now I'm being baited. Come on, sachet walk. You're trying to get me, Jeno. You set me up.
Hair, and wink flirts. And I'm greeting women left and right. Hello, close parentheses. Also, here's another way to consider me. I am a Ken doll any Barbie can dress in her clothes, and I would feel most comfortable in them and to model them for her. Come shopping with me, sweetie. Close parentheses. He sent her a small collection of photos of his new look.
Remember what I said I'd rather look at Chris than that quote-unquote abomination? Once again, maybe I took it for granted. Maybe I just didn't know, man.
Which he had only shared with one other party, Linnea, a gal pal.
Not the bonnet.
Jackie finally sent her a card to Chris on April 18th, in which she confessed that she got aroused by his photos, and that she also shared them with another friend of hers. Chris was bothered that his pictures were being shared, but since he didn't find them on the quickie, he felt that it was still fine. They further continued communications, with Jackie revealing that she was no longer with Lars, and would possibly be interested in meeting up with Christian if given enough time. Chris then told her that his mother was quite unsupportive of his tomgirl ways for the first few weeks, but then settled into this new fact. Barbara became bothered again when Chris started putting on makeup, with her fearing that he was turning into a homosexual or a transvestite. He also remarked that she thought it made him look like a prostitute. Chris further shared with Jackie that his father was recovering from colon cancer surgery, and that he was putting a strain on Barbara due to his constant argument starting. Barbara also quote-unquote got some monkeys off her back while confiding in Chris during this stressful time. She brought up the final day of Christian and Bob moving back to Ruckersville from Chesterfield County in 2000. That night, she offered them a spaghetti dinner, which they both declined. Angered by the situation, she refused to cook for them from that point onward. Chris then told Jackie that the following month,
Turning down spaghetti dinner is beyond me. That shit must have been actually butt cheeks. That had to be like Chef Boyardee, out the can, not even heated up, just cold, wet noodles. Cause ain't no way I'm turning down spaghetti dinner.
He was planning to get himself a belly button piercing and a tattoo on his lower back, which would consist of...
I feel like this is what, when women call men sassy, this is what they imagine.
planetary symbols and the phrase, Tomgirl forever. Toward the end of April, the PlayStation Network was hacked and personal information of users was compromised. On April 30th, Chris discovered all of the Tomgirl photos that he had shared with Jackie and his online gal pal Dana on the Quickie. He wrote emails to both Dana and Jackie, doubting their legitimacy as true and honest friends. He announced that he would no longer share photos with Jackie until she earned his trust. Jackie responded angrily, upset that he would call her a liar when he himself had lied to her so many times. She also suggested that perhaps the photos he shared with Dana via the PSN were saved onto Sony's servers, and that was how the trolls got a hold of them. After 2 days, Christian formulated a reply, apologizing for accusing her of being in league with the trolls. He clarified that the photos being made public was devastating to him because now trolls knew of his new appearance, and worried that he might become a target of real-life trolling once again. On May 5th, Chris handwrote an 8-page letter to Sony.
God damn!
He also typed it out and sent it via email to both Dana and Jackie. In it, he stated his full name and town of residence, and requested that Sony and the FBI track down the real identities of all the trolls who have been bothering him since November of 2007, while investigating the hacking. He added that he was the creator of Sonichu and had hand-drawn the online comic book series of his adventures, but along the way, trolls became aware of his presence and thoroughly spoiled his comics. He clarified that despite what some people may say online, he was in fact heterosexual. He admitted that he was partly at fault because in his past immaturity, he used to continuously respond to trolls, quote-unquote, egging them on. In closing, Chris denied that Sony were responsible for the hacking, and
Why doesn't my AirPods keep trying to connect to my PC, bro? You don't belong on here. There we go. Oh, shit.
quote, egging them on. In closing, Chris denied that Sony were responsible for the hacking, and that these trolls, cyberbullies, and hackers should bear the full brunt of this incident and be sued. Throughout the month of May, Jackie and Chris continued their email discussion on a near daily basis, with topics ranging from spending habits and financial troubles to the interpersonal relationships between Christian and his parents. He theorized that he wasn't hired by Walmart or McDonald's because of his background check, which would have revealed unwanted information about himself on the quickie.
Why are you still trying to connect? I just disconnected you. AirPods, leave me alone. Wait. No, let me disconnect it. Alright, there we go.
Or McDonald's because of his background check, which would have revealed unwanted information about himself on the quickie. In addition, Jackie created some original pony characters inspired by the cartoon and merchandise series My Little Pony, so that he might feature them in his comics. Chris declined the offer, stating that ponies did not belong to the universe of Sonichu and Rosechu. 2 days later, he revealed that Barbara had gotten upset with him again because of his tomgirlish ways, and feared that he might kill her. In her emotional rage, she threatened to kill him. After a short while,
Well, that was a crazy leap. That was... That's insane. Wait, where does it say that at? Last Saturday, my mother comes upstairs and yells at me about how she thinks I'm turning queer from getting tomgirly and feminine, and she fears that I would kill her. Hand to God, I would never kill anyone, including my own mother and father. Violence and murder is rarely the answer. Murder is morally wrong. I care about my mother and my father very much, and even worse, she threatens to kill me in her episode of emotional rage. She also took my keys, and shortly later, she tells me to come downstairs, so I go. She tells me to sit down, and she does the worst thing that broke the last straw of my camel's back. She cuts my long hair short to... Damn! After seeing she butchered my hair in the mirror, I was so shocked. What do you mean after you've seen it? Nigga, do you not feel the clippers on your dome? Do you not feel a fresh breeze going across your scalp? I wield the double-edged sword I have been holding in for weeks since the much earlier fit of emotional rage of hers. I called her a bitch. With her as a bitch. That makes me a son of a bitch. And it hurts me deep too. My hair is so bad. I have to wear a parappa wool hat to cover the whole mess. When I go out, I cannot be seen in public with the short hair mess. Damn. I remember when I was a kid, I used to always get that fucking buzz cut.
Downstairs and forcefully cut off 2 inches of his hair. In his
Damn,
shock,
that's a
he
lot.
called her a bitch, and upon realizing that that made him a son of a bitch, it hurt him even more. He gathered up clumps of his hair and fashioned a charm necklace out of it to promote faster hair regeneration. He also got himself a wig, which he wore out in public. During this time, Christian continued to further embrace his femininity, singing songs such as Teenage Dream by Katy Perry on karaoke nights, and buying women's...
Come on! Come on! The open toe sandal? Alright, bro. Hey. Live your life, queen. Pop off. Get how you get it, I guess. I'm just saying. Is this still Tom Girl? Is this still in the range of Tom Girl? Because, like, sure. The hair, whatever. You know, The piercings, they're cool. But the open toe sandal is kind of crazy. We have to at least admit. We have to admit. That's at least a little bit crazy. I have to take a 5-minute break every single time I pause the video. I think it was at like 40 minutes, right? Luckily, I paused at the open toe sandal because I now know what I'm looking for. Like right around here. So now we gotta wait. We gotta wait for the upload internet to get to us. I'll tell you, one day I'm gonna get some good internet. Gosh darn it. I might be able to download COD in like 5 minutes, but this isn't the right trade-off. Here, let's hit the old duplicate. Why must you do the things that you do?
What made him this way? What is the attraction?
Come on. I ain't gonna lie, it's too hot for a jacket. The sun's shining a little bit too much. Damn, I somehow stretched a 40-minute video into an hour and 24 minutes. Now that's what we call transforming content. We're in the final stretch. You can't load for me. Hey, wait.
Even more.
I knew it.
Clumps of his hair and fashioned a charm necklace out of it to promote faster hair regeneration. He also got himself a wig, which he wore out in public. During this time, Christian continued to further embrace his femininity.
I'm ready.
Singing songs such
Show
as
it.
Teenage Dream by
Show the
Katy Perry
sandals.
on karaoke nights and buying women's clothing. He confessed to his online gal pal that he was feeling uncomfortable using the men's bathroom while dressed up in his typical feminine garb, and asked her if
I'm
it would
sorry,
be
bro, I
out of
can't
line
stop
for him
the
to use
ads.
the ladies' bathroom instead, stating that he would have no issue if a tomboy decided to use the facilities for men. While Chris's coming out as a tomgirl may have come as a shocking surprise to many observers, the signs were obvious to those who watched him the closest. Many theorized that his curious case of homophobia was due to his own repressed desires, stifled by his conservative household. And for those who wished to delve deep into his past, Chris's future changes in identity should come as no surprise at all.
Okay, you got me. I do be sending y'all personal ads. When y'all get an ad, I dictated you getting that specific ad right now. Because I was like, I can't just let y'all watch without giving me my reparations. Okay, I need the pennies. If I don't get my 2 cents on every ad, what am I doing? Okay? I'm never gonna be able to buy a Hellcat at this rate. Alright, so you guys gotta sit down and you gotta watch that 5-minute ad. You gotta watch that 5-minute ad about Kia Soul because I need the Hellcat. Do it for me.